Oh, hello and welcome to the show. I was just typing in the chat and putting in a link so everybody can share the show link and to their friends and family. Share this show. And I can't spell. My fingers won't do the walking tonight. Okay. So we have a special guest tonight. But as you know, we don't proceed until the whole team is in the steam. So let me bring them in now. We have the co-hostess of the Moses herself, Sybil Marie Presley, and she is there. Hey, Sybil, how's it going?
Oh, it takes me all day just to count my blessings.
Okay, all right. And what you been up to today?
Well, I've been promoting my awesome video talent competition with Tax Shield Service,
Mm.
and I would appreciate people to go watch my video and click on like, and that counts as the votes. So go to Facebook and look for Sybil Presley, SYBIL PRESLEY, and click on the picture with a red blouse and just scroll down a little bit and you'll see the tax shield video. I'm doing my thing wearing all green. So I want to win the first prize because it's $2,000 and I love to spend some money with it.
I know that's right. I'm putting it here now in the chat. I'll show it on the screen just a minute where they can contact you. And there goes one right there. All right, y'all. Y'all look for Sybil on Facebook and click her video for her competition. Just
And
click
wearing,
like.
yeah, and wearing a red blouse because I got
She's
different.
wearing a red blouse on that
That's
one on her
correct.
profile.
Yeah.
All righty then. Let's bring in the heartbeat of the South, my son Tim Harrington,
Excuse
and
me,
he
boss.
is
You have a text message.
and he is not the one that that is in trouble. Okay.
No, it's not me.
He's not that Tim Harrison, Timothy Harrison that's in
No,
trouble in Memphis. I just always have to make that clear
absolutely.
at the beginning of the
Yeah.
show because people have the same names
Hmm.
and that can cause some serious issues and
It can.
especially with law enforcement if they stop you and see your name thinking you
Yeah.
that guy, you know?
Yeah.
That's,
Most
it's,
definitely.
that's definitely troublesome. All right,
Hmm.
so Sybil, we have a special guest tonight, uh, KMK, and better known as Kenneth Michael Knight. I'll let you introduce him and we'll bring him in.
Okay. Like you said, our special guest is Kenneth Michael Knight. That's Knight for the last name. And I want to thank him because he voted for me in the contest. Yay. And Kenneth is with the Presley Foundation. Elaine Elizabeth Presley connected us together for the Emily Pearl show. And she's going to watch on the rerun. She had something that she had to take care of tonight. And again, I want to thank Elaine Elizabeth Presley with the Presley Foundation for referring Kenneth to be a guest on the world famous Emily Pearl show. Kenneth, welcome to the show.
Hey, Ken,
Hey,
welcome.
Ken.
Hey everyone.
We are happy to have you on the show tonight. So, you might want to add to your introduction and tell our audience any more about you that you'd like to share.
Well, I'm up here in northeastern Tennessee, across the state from you all. I just learned about your program last night, so I'll have to tune in and catch that. Um, but very grateful to be here. Grateful for the opportunity. I really appreciate you having me. That's a great applause track that you have too. I love your setup, Emily.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you very much. We appreciate that. And we hope that you will continue to watch us now that you have found us and
Hmm.
also share our show and to all of your friends and family. And currently, I just put in how many people we have right now watching the show. Got live 142 of you guys. So you 142 guys out there, please share with your friends, okay? We don't keep you long. We'll be out of here before 8 o'clock. All right. We appreciate that so much. Okay. So we'll go ahead and I'm gonna take care of the writing off the screen so everybody can see everybody. Sybil, I'll let you begin. It's your special guest you brought on. Let you begin with any questions that you may have for him.
Okay, and Kenneth is also an author of the Precipice Recovery Manual and Coaching Platform. So let's start off, Kenneth, by telling us all about your book.
Well, this book was written from my lived experience with drug addiction, alcoholism, and bipolar disorder. I know that's a lot, and I did have to overcome all of those things. I've found through trying to get help that there was a gap in the existing system. Of course, you have AA and an NA, and we have dual diagnosed meetings. And I wanted to write something that just portrayed my psychology and the struggles that I was going through. I thought it could benefit somebody else, and it's a short manual. It's only 85 pages long. The content is quick, hard hitting. It has interactive questions to answer, and it really just helps people to work on their thinking and just get a hook to make a change. My entire life was a struggle with alcohol and addiction, and my late 20s bipolar disorder. So I just really wanted to do something to help people kind of fill the gap between the recovery communities because they're so different.
And it is a very odd title that you gave your book. Can you tell us about the title and what does that word mean?
Precipice, on the cover of it, actually, I put the definition, and it is a very steep or overhanging place or a dangerous situation. And a lot of the places I wound up because of my addiction and mental, deteriorating mental health. I was in a lot of dangerous, circumstances that God some, saw a reason to get me through and kept me here to help other people. And I couldn't be, more grateful to Him for that.
Well, I know that's right. Sybil?
Yeah, and I believe people can get your book at Amazon and Barnes and Noble. And can you tell us any more information on how people can get a copy of your book?
Absolutely, you can get them through me, and I sell them cheaper, author copies. But if you go to Barnes and Noble, I think the quality of Barnes and Noble's website, the book is actually put together better than the Amazon copy, but you can find it on Amazon Prime and have it in a couple of days. You can go to Barnes and Noble and get it, or you can come directly to me, and I can sell bulk copies at a cheaper rate. I sell them cheaper to recovery communities and people working in the industry, so to speak.
And tell people about your website. Spell that word for us, precipice, too, if you don't mind.
It is Precipice. I'll say that one more time. Precipice, recovery.org. And that's my website. People can go there, get in touch with me, read a little bit of manual, and they also can link to both Barnes and Noble or Amazon, or sign up for a free consultation. I have an option to do that, or a recovery coach session.
Okay, I just put that on the screen. I'm trying to move it up on top of our heads so that it doesn't block everybody. But
Well,
uh,
you can swap him with me, and I rather people look at him than
That's okay. I'll stay behind the banner.
there we
all
go.
right, yeah, okay, thanks, Sybil. All right, I just put it in there for everybody to see how it's spelled, and you guys on your phones just take your fingers and widen your screen so you can see the correct spelling. Those of you who are watching us on YouTube, you're on your television, so you've got a big print on there, and you can write that down. Now let's just say that for just a few seconds. Tim, let's go to
Yes.
you. Do you have any questions? I'll put it back up again later on.
Well, I don't have any questions, but I definitely can identify with Kenneth. I am also a member of NA. I have been so 10 years thus far. Uh,
Yeah,
so
that's
I
really
have a,
great.
yeah. So yeah, Kenneth, I can definitely relate to you. I'm also a dual diagnosis.
Yeah, and I'm actually glad that many years ago, I don't know how many, that they finally diagnosed that as a disease because it can be hereditary. And I know that for a fact because of my family. Yeah, you know, everybody except my mom and my family drank, and and including me. I just don't drink anymore. you know, I mean, it was when I got off work on Friday. I'm not ashamed to tell anybody. Man, it was time. My first stop before I hit the house was the liquor store
Yeah.
because it was time to party and music Friday night, even if I was by myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm really glad they finally recognized that alcoholism is a, hereditary disease. And then since drugs came into the picture, it can also be hereditary because pregnant women, some of them have, used drugs when they were carrying the baby,
Yeah.
and the fetus had absorbed
Mhm.
that substance. You know what I mean? Whatever the substance was. Same thing with
Hmm.
alcohol.
Hmm.
Hmm.
The babies had withdrawal symptoms.
Exactly. Someone's born stillborn because of it. So it's really a serious thing.
Hmm.
So Kenneth, uh, you said you call your book a manual. Why do you call it a manual? Do you have steps or something in there? I don't know. I don't want you to give your whole book away, but what is kind of the format that you uh, share it with people?
I did um, an abbreviated version of my story, and then I quickly move into lessons. And I call them lessons. I don't call them steps or thoughts. There's 10 of those. Each one has interactive questions to answer. This is a probably about the third version of the manual I've done. So in the first manual, there was only a couple of questions, but now I actually have a full worksheet, and I also have a section for further discussion for you and the therapist or whoever's using it. It could be used in group therapy or individual therapy or by yourself. So there's just blank lines where you can actually fill in what comes up through this lesson, or if there's more things you want to talk about. I can share. I have a couple picked out if you'd like me to read one or two of them, and you just let me know.
That sounds good. Yeah, and you said this is your third version of your book. So what year did you write your first one?
I want to say it was about 3 years ago. I think I finished the original one. I did a revised copy and I messed around with hardcover, soft cover. And when I met Elaine, she had been doing this for years. She had a simple advertisement on Craigslist about book publishing. And I said, let me shoot her a message, see if, there's anything, she can help me at all. And she was willing to take a look at the book. It was a hardcover at that time, but I was missing a lot of the key components, acknowledgments, copyrights, preface, things like this. And she steered me through that process and connected me with somebody to do the editing, and made it, what it is now. And I couldn't be more grateful to her because I don't have business sense. I'm not a businessman. I'm really just a recovering addict, alcoholic, person with a mental illness. And my lived experience is who I am. So she really, with her guidance, got me to where I am now with it. And for instance, Unicoi County is down the road from where I live, and there's a deputy there who is running a recovery program within the male and female jails, and he's actually using the manual as the basis for his class. And this was always, one of my intentions for the manual.
That was really awesome. I saw
Mm.
how is your book doing in
It
sales?
I've just got really completed to where I want to promote it. It's slow because this is a niche market. If you look at the mental health industry is enormous, but it is a very niche market. It goes to a smaller population. This is not something that everybody's going to want to read. It's a specialized tool, and I really call it the Swiss Army knife of recovery education. And I don't know, I might get sued for saying that. I don't know, but like it's the Swiss Army knife because if your problem's alcohol, if it's drug addiction, if it's mental health, there's these lessons can benefit you and help you to take further steps in your recovery.
Right, right. Um, so Sybil, back to you. Questions.
Yeah, I understand that your book is an excellent roadmap for substance use and mental health disorders. And like you said, it's very helpful for alcoholics too. And I'm sure family members would love this manual because it'll give them insight how to help their loved ones that's going through these struggles. And this book is great for healthcare professionals, social workers, therapists, and coaches and other treatment staff members. So it is a very wonderful niche that you have fulfilled in helping people. And are you also available for bookings on maybe speaking on this subject at churches and events?
Absolutely. I think my story, the way I describe it is, you know, I survived, and the best way I can use my story is to share it with other people. So maybe they don't have to go down the road as far as I did. Or if they are in a desperate situation, I can give them hope. That's really the last, the first article I wrote for a blog on the internet. There's a holistic kind of community over in Shropshire, England called Woodhill Estates Park, Woodhill Park Estate. And the title of the article is Hope. And really, that's by telling my story, it's passing on hope to people who are suffering. And Tim can relate to this because being, in the rooms, our story
Yeah.
is power.
Oh yeah.
It no longer controls me. It is my tool. It is
Right.
my shield and my sword.
Absolutely.
You
Absolutely.
have a comment from a viewer, Donna
Oh, Donna
Alero.
Ayala, yeah, I worked with her. She's a former coworker. Yeah, we used to work at a company together, and she left, and I sent her a note. Yeah, not just today, inviting her to watch. So yeah,
She says it's a very good program.
she's
And
she's an awesome person working in the industry.
she
Thank
says
you, Donna. Good to hear from you.
she says
I
thank
want
you
to.
very
I
much.
want to kind of send a message out to someone that may be in need or in trouble. There's a taboo about AA or NA. It's just a bunch of old guys sitting around, and that's not the case. We have them from all ages, all walks of life, doctors, lawyers, you name it, they're there. So don't be afraid of thinking this old taboo is just a bunch of old guys around talking, and that's not the case. Um, the life you save just may be your own.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you for that personal testimony,
Yeah.
Tina.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know.
Yeah,
I
what
can't
Tim's
read this.
talking about, there was a lot of when I went to AA when I was 21, and I made a real good attempt to stay sober for 5 years, and I had amazing amazing home groups called the 12 Keys in the Greater Levittown group outside of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And this was a hard-nosed, disciplined place. You didn't cuss. You didn't get up and go to the coffee pot. You know, like there was a really respectful place. And, you
Yeah.
know, a lot of those stories come from people who, especially the NA split off from AA because you had people coming into AA meetings talking about drugs. And the old timers in AA are like, hey, we don't want to hear about drugs. You know, look at our traditions. You know, it's singleness of purpose.
Yeah.
You know, we don't want to hear about drugs. Well, you know, in today's world, you know, drugs are everywhere, and
Oh yeah.
you have to be accepting, and that is where a lot of horror stories come from AA or NA, and it's being unaccepting. But my AA group, I will forever owe my life to because they started me. They gave me the foundation to get me to where I am now. In fact, in this book, the first acknowledgement I'll mention is the 12 Keys Club, the Greater Levittown group in Bristol, Pennsylvania.
Okay. We have Russia in the house. We got LEV1 saying 24 says hello from Russia.
Hello.
Thank you for joining. Those are my
Iverson.
those are those
Davidson.
are my gamers. I have fans all over the world, and thank
That's the
you.
miracle of the internet.
There go live, and then I got Masepa. Masepa say we are from Russia. Very nice to meet you. Very nice to meet you. We'll give you a applause to our new viewers. We have gamers on YouTube. We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook. uh, now, Bashala, I guess that's hello, right? Okay. Well, we thank you guys for watching us, and we got some hearts also sent from another
I wonder.
Russian viewer. Thank you all so much. Thank you. Thank you. All right, so we're gonna take a little break. We'll be right back, and we'll come back. We'll come back with new questions. Okay. All right. Let's see. I'm gonna clear up the chat first before we go because that's gotta stay up there if I don't take it off. I'm trying to see which one is it that's showing. I think it's that one. Okay. All right. Hey y'all, we'll be right back. Don't go away. All right, stay with us.
I think we got a little delay.
I was thinking maybe Emily was frozen there.
No, I think it's a little technical difficulty, but she should be coming in momentarily. Yeah.
You're doing a great job.
Thank you, Sybil.
Um, are we back? Are we back?
Yeah, she's trying to get back in.
Oh, okay.
I know this book has really helped you reach a lot of people that otherwise wouldn't have this information.
Thanks. So, well, that was the purpose. Just I figured if I wrote it down, I could help more people than I ever could in person. So,
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's an awesome thing, man.
thanks, Tim. I
Really
appreciate it.
is. Um,
Yeah,
because what we're starting to see now in the rooms that they're getting younger and younger coming in. They I'm not saying it's any differences in what was used, but what I am saying is the younger people today, their odds is really against them because now we have fentanyl involved. And that in itself is, man, you just don't know. Uh, you know, you got another relapse, but do you have another recovery?
And that's why I've worked in the harm reduction field, and I mean, in some cases, harm reduction is good, and I give you
Yeah,
a clean needle, but I can't guarantee that what's in the clean needle isn't
right.
fentanyl. So
Absolutely.
you're playing the Russian roulette with 5 bullets instead of one.
Uh
It's a
huh.
lot different than when you and I were young. It was
Yeah.
almost like a natural progression, like cigarettes,
Hmm.
drinking,
Yeah.
weed, eventually maybe cocaine and speed and heroin.
Right.
There was like a progression, and now we have teenage kids. Is not how young they are. They're
Yeah.
trying stuff that is 100 times harder than anything we ever did.
Yeah, yeah. I used to work in a recovery center for like 2.5 years, and I think that's what kind of shocked me. That there was no progression with them; they just went straight to the hard stuff, and it was just something different. It was like a tidal waves coming in, and this is something that we hadn't seen before. Because I think a lot of people back in our day they used, but you pretty much you wasn't gonna die. You know what I mean? But now it's like this first high could be your last high instantly. So yeah, man, it's like you say. I was shocked to see how young they were, and not only how young, and how many times they had, tried to get things under control. But yeah, this is uh this is a new age. And like you say, man, they don't. It's no progression. It's just automatically straight to the hard stuff.
about how young were you when you started getting struggles with alcohol and drugs?
Well, it started, as early as I remember being 3 years old and seeing a blue bottle on a shelf in my bedroom that I couldn't reach. And I would go about my day and I'd look at that bottle and I'd say, I'd think to myself, I'm going to
Yeah,
drink that.
yeah,
Well, we had bunk beds, and eventually we moved the bunk beds close to that shelf, and I could crawl up there and get that bottle. And I took that bottle down and I drank it. I took the lid off, didn't smell it, threw it back. Well,
mm,
turns out it wasn't alcohol; it was cologne. So I'm dry heaving and throwing up at the same time, and my mom has me in the bathtub throwing water in my face, saying I had an accident. There was
yeah,
no accident. I was trying to drink, and I'd be sipping alcohol around the holidays by 5 years old. My first
yeah,
blackout, I was 8 years old. First time I blacked out. So, I was headed down a bad road early. I had
hmm,
a traumatic event happen at 10 years old. It was a horrible thing that should never happen to children. And
yeah,
after that, I started smoking marijuana, started doing LSD, selling LSD, selling marijuana, stealing my family's cars. So after that event, I was an athlete before that. I quit my three sports, and really just the chain came off the tracks, so to
Yeah,
speak.
yeah, I can relate, man, definitely. Because just as well as I do, once we start working the steps and we get brutally honest with ourselves, I think a lot of us find out we go back to the first time that we picked up anything, and I guess most people wouldn't believe it because we are so young when we do start that. And like you said, wow,
And it's still happening today.
yeah,
The situations are still going on.
you're right. You're absolutely right.
Sadly,
Hmm.
Would you like to go over some of the 10 lessons?
Sure, absolutely. I'll start with number two, and Tim's going to recognize this one. And this is kind of a borrowed lesson. This has been around for a while, but I felt a need to put it into this book. It's called Chapter Two, the first drink or drug concept. And it goes like this. One evening during a family camp out, after everyone went to bed, I continued to drink. When morning came and everyone arose, there I sat, still staring at the fire, drinking. My oldest brother nonchalantly remarked, "Maybe there's a problem." Yep, there was a problem, all right. I could not have just one drink or drug. I had to push everything to the edge. This concept states that I'm not responsible for my initial thought or for what thoughts come next. I had to think my thoughts through to the end each time. I had thoughts of using. I would imagine what would happen if I picked up the first drink or drug. This imaginary scenario usually ends poorly if I'm being honest with myself. If I pick up the first drink or drug or neglect my mental health, I know there's trouble ahead. This new thinking pattern helped my resolve to stay away from the first drink or drug or bad decision. I also learned that I cannot safely predict what may happen once I pick up the first drink or drug. For instance, I will never forget the sight of a man in mental anguish on the jailhouse floor, crying out to God. He had just received bad news about his wife, whom he beat severely during a drunken blackout. She succumbed to her injuries and she died. He was responsible for killing her and had no recollection of the event. That scene is burned in my memory, leading to a sobering thought. Anything you think won't happen can. That man must live the rest of his life knowing he killed the woman he loved. She is gone, and she was probably the one person who may have saved him from his destruction. Thousands of people wake up in jail every day and have no idea how they got there. Don't let yourself be one of them. And then the
Yeah,
questions that go with that are list your pitfalls, triggers, slippery slopes, and thoughts that encourage drug use or drinking without decisions, and then list the secrets from these dangerous situations. And I can still hear that man screaming to this day. I'll never forget it. He was
yeah,
about 8 feet outside of my jail door. I had been picked up on a minor charge and incarcerated. But I'll never forget him on that floor. I can still see him rolling around on that floor,
yeah,
begging that it wasn't true. So,
yeah. I think the old saying for that is 1,000 is too many and one is not enough.
yep. One is too many and 1,000 is not enough.
Correct. Yeah. There we go.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, that takes on a whole new meaning, man, when you start working the program. It really does. You know, um, when the light bulb finally comes on and you can identify what you're suffering from this disease. It can't be cured, but it can be treated. So yeah, I encourage anyone, young, old, middle age, it doesn't matter. We don't discriminate at all. It's just about helping one another. Uh, yeah,
Picking somebody else up when they're down.
absolutely, absolutely, man.
Hmm.
Um, it's a beautiful thing when you do get this way of life. I tell you that.
What was your moment of clarity?
My moment of clarity was actually when I first checked in. into the VA.
Thank you for
I,
sharing.
I had a so real moment. They put us up under observation for the first 24 hours when you check in there as a veteran. Um, and I think I had my awakening when the nurse asked me that they needed a number for the next of kin. And it was at that moment, man, I realized how bad off I really was, you know?
Hmm.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was like my awakening right there.
We have a VA mountain home down the road from where I live, and I'm trying. When COVID happened, they shut down all the volunteers coming in.
Yeah.
So it was a bummer, but I have to get back over there and get them some of these manuals,
Yeah.
because I know it'll benefit, especially people who are just leery about it. So
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good idea, man. I think that'll be a good thing. We want to try to reach as many as we can. Because the thing about it, they never show the bad side of the partying and drugs and alcohol, right? It's always the good times. You know what I mean? And of course, it starts out that way, but
yeah,
nobody shows you the ugly side of it and what's really going on behind the curtain. You know? So yeah,
Yeah, you're
um,
right too. I've never seen alcohol or drugs improves anyone's personality or character. They just brings out the worst.
yeah. They used to say either you're a happy drunk or you're a mean drunk.
I was a crazy drunk, so
You was crazy drunk.
yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Where did that come from?
But yeah, that's a good thing, man, that you wrote what you wrote.
Pardon me.
Because if you could just say one, man, that's outstanding.
We're gonna take a short break. Emily's
Okay.
going through some technical difficulties, and we'll be right back.
All right.
A VPN is great for security and privacy. By hiding your IP address and encrypting your traffic, it shields your data from snoopers and all kinds of cyber attacks. But its protection scope is limited. So, NordVPN is becoming more than just a VPN. We are introducing a brand new feature to the desktop apps, Threat Protection, and it's going to take your digital security to the next level. Once you enable it on your NordVPN app, Threat Protection will guard your device against malicious websites, malware, trackers, and intrusive ads, even if you're not connected to a VPN server at the time. That's right, when you switch it on, it'll stay on, regardless of your VPN connection. Let's take a look at how it can improve your cybersecurity. Online, one wrong turn can spell disaster for your private data, but not with Threat Protection. It blocks dangerous websites that might potentially host malware, even if you click on a dangerous link by accident. Next up, Malware Protection. If you accidentally download an infected file, it's not the end of your devices just yet. Threat Protection scans every file you download. If a file turns out to be infected, it gets deleted immediately before it can wreak havoc on your computer. Most websites you enter are stuffed with trackers that follow you from one page to another, creating a unique profile of who you are and what you like. Threat Protection blocks trackers, so you can surf the net with more privacy. Ever opened a web page only to be bombarded with intrusive ads and loud autoplay videos? Well, they're not only annoying, some of them can actually be a cyber threat. Threat Protection blocks the intrusive and malicious ads on the spot. So, how do you take your device security to the next level? Make sure you have the latest NordVPN app version on your computer. Then open it and click on the little shield. It's the Threat Protection icon. Toggle the switch on and enjoy ultimate security. You can also find Threat Protection Lite on your mobile apps, but it won't block trackers or malicious files on your phone just yet. Step up your cybersecurity and stay safe. If you want to make the most out of NordVPN, subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Well, welcome back.
All right.
Yeah, Emily's trying to work on getting her mic back on, so she said
Okay.
just keep on going, and everybody's doing a great job. And I'd like to find out, Kenneth, can people find you on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube?
LinkedIn, I try to use mostly. It's a professional website. I made a lot of good contacts recently through there. One of them is Yorona Boster of Footprints Coaching LLC. Just spoke with her recently about some of the trauma that I'm still dealing with.
Okay, I'm trying to get my mic. I'm hoping I got it working right. I had to refresh the screen. You all hear
Yeah,
me?
yeah, we can.
Y'all can actually hear me now. Okay. I'm sorry about that. I don't know what happened. Hold on. I'm going to get everybody in. Okay. I don't know what went wrong with the studio, but sometimes those things happen. Who we missing? We're missing Stan. Okay.
Well, we
So,
kept going. We missed you though.
yeah, I said, well, like the only way I can get it back is to refresh the screen. I hate doing that because we lose our number of viewers. It goes away, and then the chat that was in goes away. And I'm going to report this issue with the to the studio. Well, our number of views are coming back in. Okay, thank y'all. We still got 177 of y'all are
Yeah.
watching us. I apologize for my microphone difficulties when we went to the first commercial break and we came back. Then my mic went out. The studio like took my mic.
Mm,
Um, um,
Gremlins.
Kirby says tried to log in but getting no sound. Is this recorded? Yes, it is recorded. You can always go to this link and I'll put it on the screen for you to look at the replay. You can always find our replay right here on this show right here. Let me take his chat off so I can share where he
Thanks
can
for
go to
viewing,
the room.
Kirby. I just met Kirby the other day. I actually got him an invite today.
Kirby is someone that you know.
Yeah, he is running a nonprofit down in Florida. For this, addiction recovery. So absolutely, he's a new friend. So
Or hello, Kirby, welcome. And I just put at the very top of the page where you can find on Facebook the Emily Pearl Show. And if you cannot find, if you don't do Facebook, you can go to watch it on YouTube at TPS Productions TV channel. I'm typing it in on YouTube so you can watch it on your TV. Okay, I'm putting this in
mm,
here now, and I'll show that just a minute on the screen as well. Okay, there you go, Ken. Okay, TPS Productions on YouTube. You go there, you'll be able to watch this, and it stays here indefinitely as long as we are in and as long as we are in operation, and we have been broadcasting the Emily Pearl Show for 11 years now. So we don't plan on going anywhere soon. So okay, um, hopefully you that's the YouTube link, and hopefully I don't know why the other one went away. I'll put the other one up there. Oh, okay. So it won't let me show both of them. Okay, I thought it did, but I guess they changed the studio since I tried doing that before, huh?
possibly. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So yeah, because that's the chat box actually
Hmm.
where I'm showing that. Okay. So let me take that off and I'm go ahead and put this other one at the top of the show, which will stay up there. There it is.
Okay.
It'll stay up there where you can
Hmm.
find the show, Kirby. Thank you so much for tuning in. And we like always some of them came back. Thank y'all for coming back. We have 100. We had 177. We have 181 now. I'll put that in the chat so y'all can see that, and I'll put it on the screen as well. So we have been live for 45 minutes and 16 seconds,
Right.
and I sure hate that I missed um, not being able to talk to y'all. But thank
Well,
you,
yeah.
co-hosts and Tim and Sybil. They're my backups.
Yeah,
They kept the
Right.
we
show
got
going, and let's give them a big round of applause. You know,
you. That's what we do.
that's right. All
Now,
right then. Go ahead,
huh?
Sybil.
Uh, I don't want our time to get away before we get to talk about another side of Kenneth. He is um, has a very big talent in the world of art.
Oh, really?
So let's talk about your creative side.
Oh, yeah,
Well,
that's right. I looked at your website and I saw
uh,
those pictures and the
y-
paintings.
yes, ma'am. Well, my older brother Stephen was a born artist. He could just draw, and he was amazing. And I wanted to emulate him, so I started copying his drawings. I've always loved art, and if you can see this painting here, this is actually a piece
Yeah.
by my aunt. She's a pretty well known artist. Her name is Nancy Watts, but that's actually sort of stole this off my dad. He didn't hang it up. He had it in a musty garage. So I said,
Yeah.
well, let me go take care of this for you. And
That's nice.
when that's actually a place in, I think, New Hampshire. It's called the Bumps or something like that. Anyway, but she did amazing ocean scenes and whatnot.
Yeah.
But my that's something about art. When I do a piece of artwork, you know what you're looking at, and the people don't understand this, that when an artist puts their work on a canvas, you're actually looking at a piece of their soul.
Yeah.
And that's why it's very personal. So if you have somebody's artwork and it's in a closet or if it's under a bed, it's a huge insult to them. So if anybody's out there, really, if somebody gives you a piece of artwork, hang it up and display it, because artists are we're that's a strange group of people,
Yeah.
So it's very personal to us. And my artwork has gotten, I did graphic design. I've worked for museum display companies. I actually have a piece of wood over there from the Peggy Stewart. It was a ship that was burned in the harbor of Annapolis, and it's part of it's in the museum there at the Naval Academy. Hand painting, airbrush. I've always loved airbrush work. I have some blank canvases here that I have to get on and paint. But yeah, absolutely love art. I have a nephew. He's a really talented artist. I love. He had this idea the other day that we're gonna each do a drawing, and after 5 minutes, we're gonna swap, and we're gonna draw on each other's drawing. So
Yeah. That's pretty neat right there.
I was actually able to teach an art class at the Tennessee Department of Corrections at a day reporting center. They let me teach an art class. It
Okay.
went on for an hour a week for like it was supposed to be 8 weeks, but it lasted like, I don't know, 10 or 13, and it was great. They loved it. So
Okay. Cool, man.
yeah,
That's cool.
absolutely love art and expression.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my website right there, and you can take a look at my work there. There's some custom made furniture right behind me. I don't know if you can see that table there. That's actually
Yeah. I see it.
there's a coffee table, which is an engine block it's a 4-cylinder engine block out of a VW, and that's the head and the intake right there is a side
Okay.
table. So yeah,
Yeah. Neat.
creativity. I love it. I wish I was more successful so I could, do more of it. So, but
Yeah.
someday we'll get there.
Yeah. Great job, man. Great job.
Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, I gotta take this comma out of here, but everybody know that's www.
I, I,
NIGHT.
I knew you were going to catch that.
Yeah, I'm correcting it now, Kenneth. My fingers sometimes they just don't want to do right. What does it look like now? Is that correct, Ken?
I can't see. Oh, it's at the top. I
At the
can't.
top.
I
Yeah.
can't see it, but I'm
It's
sure.
www.zhibit.org/night, KNIGHT.
Yes, ma'am. You got it. 100%.
All right, that's awesome. Well, you are a very talented person. So,
Thank you, man.
where do you sell your art?
I'm sorry. I couldn't hear you through the applause.
Oh, okay. Where do you sell your art?
It's not something I sell it. You know, I don't have it in a gal. I need to be more outgoing with it and pursue it more. But it's mostly word of mouth business and people that are local to me. So I should be making prints and I should have those things available. But you know, I'm slacking a little bit. I've been working on the recovery stuff more than the artwork. So.
I
Yeah.
understand. I understand. And what is the price of your book?
It retails for $13, and that's the copy version. The hard copy is $19. Recovery communities can buy it from me directly for $8 for the soft covers, and that's a pretty good deal. I
Yeah,
do
it
Mm-hmm.
is.
is.
want to go ahead, Tim.
No, I'm just saying it is a good deal.
Yeah.
All right, so Stan ZD say miss you at bicycle.
No, I don't know who that is because that's not the real name. But yeah, I did work at Bicycle. I did work at
Okay.
Bicycle Health. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah, let's just say handle, but they obviously know you.
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, I know. Maybe it's Carla. It may be Carla. She was my supervisor. So.
Okay, say
Okay.
miss you at bicycle. Okay. Well, listen, all of you guys that know him, if you haven't bought his book, please do. And we will go on Amazon and get it for the Emily Pearl show. Okay, she put her name in there. She said it's Carla.
Yep, I thought so. Yeah. Hey,
Okay,
Okay.
all
Carla.
right.
Hi, Carla.
Well, welcome, Carla. And thank you so much for tuning in and watching Ken tonight and supporting him. Thank you so much. All right, then. So, one final question or comment. Tim, then you have one final question or comment. Then we're going to come back, Ken, let him do his final comment, and then I will do my final comment and close the show. So, hit it, Sybil.
Well, all right. I want to thank you so much for being our guest. I know you've helped a lot of people. And like Emily said, you will remain on the archive so you can send your friends there from now on. And if you ever decide to do another book about your artwork, you said something, and I'm going to quote it to you, and I think that would be a perfect title for your art book. You said there's something about art. Well, isn't that a great title?
It
Mm.
is, Sybil. Yeah, I like that. I like it. Good
And,
catch.
and we are looking forward to having you back on our show, too.
I would love that. That would be amazing.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, definitely. You're always welcome to come here.
Yeah.
Tim,
Oh, okay. Thanks, Kenneth, man, for coming through, man, and sharing with us, man, and getting this message out. It was awesome, man. Awesome. Keep up the good work, man.
Thanks, Tim. I appreciate it, sir.
all right. Carla
And
says,
thank you for your service. I don't know if you caught that early, but I want to thank you for your service.
You're welcome. Thank you.
yeah, he's
Thank
military.
you very much.
And, and unfortunately, military veterans, men and women, for some reason, when they come out of service, they do have a alcohol problem. you know, I don't know what it is about it.
Yeah. Well, it's
Not the
kind of
military, but they need to make sure that this stop
Stress.
happening to our
yeah,
veterans.
yeah. It's kind of promoted when you're in there.
I figured that because I've seen a lot of movies. Okay,
Yeah, they're all true. They're all true.
they're all true. I figured that. But Ken, I just want to say you are a sensation. You are gifted and talented and brave. Keep the courage. Keep your bravery to face your fears and your demons, and let them know that they are not the boss. You are the boss. Keep
That's right.
doing it. Congratulations on that, and we'll have you back another time because you know what? This is a type of message that people need to hear all the time
Yes.
because it's getting worse. It's not getting
Hmm.
better,
Hmm.
right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It is getting worse. When you look at the amount of people who are dying from fatal overdose every year, it's staggering and it's alarming.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Um, One last person I want to mention is Miranda Williams. She was a friend of mine down at Knox County Health Department. She used to do an overdose fatality review team that I would listen into, I think it was once a month. She's now the substance use disorder and behavioral health research and grant coordinator for the University of Tennessee Medical Center.
Okay.
I'm actually working with her to try and get the manual to people who are leaving hospitals and going into sober living. So
Great.
Yeah.
um,
Great.
Also, Dr. Kelly Moore over at ETSU. I just did a project with her. So when you have me back, I'll have more to report on those things, and I
Okay.
really appreciate you having me. I mean, it's
You are
been
so
a great
very welcome.
experience.
And recovery centers would be another great place for them to buy your books and have a stack of them to give to the people when they leave. You might want to try, see if you can get some contracts with the
Yes, ma'am.
recovery people to buy your books,
Yes,
or
ma'am.
let you come in and talk, have an appearance,
Yeah, right.
you
Especially
know, and then they can buy the book, for
right.
themselves. You
Yes,
know, that would
absolutely.
that would be really awesome to do that. I'm
Great.
pretty sure they would agree. I don't see any reason why they wouldn't. Do you,
I
Tim?
hope so. Yep, that's a hope.
Where in certain meetings we don't promote.
No, no,
I,
no, not meetings. I say recovery centers.
oh yeah,
Where they actually are recovering, the places
mhm.
where they are actually recovering.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing about it, like I say, in some places we only promote the literature that comes with it, but I'm not sure about all the way around the world. I just know here we do.
Yeah, but what is the literature? And the recovery center might buy his books, might they? Mightn't they? Or do they not? You don't know. But
If
anyway,
something,
it's
just
worth checking.
ask.
It's worth checking into.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So I just want to say thank you again so much for coming. I appreciate you. And you brought a great message. And we're gonna have you back for updates. And we'll go online and we'll get a copy of your book this weekend. We'll get the e-copy because we always get I always buy the e-copy. I'm a Prime Amazon Prime member, so I always buy e-copies from our guests. For the
Prime will have it to you in about 2 days, I think, 2 or 3 days, and it can be
well,
there. So that's pretty amazing.
I was gonna buy an e-copy. I download that, don't I?
That's not available yet. It's all right.
Okay, so the your paperback. It's a paperback.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
gotcha. All
Mhm.
right. Well, I'll get that order in this weekend.
You get yourself a hardcover. It's even nicer.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, we will buy wine on behalf of the Emily Pearl Show because that's what we do to support our guests.
You should have told me, Emily. I would have sent you one complimentary, no problem.
Yeah, and make sure you autograph it uh, for me.
All right.
Yeah, because I keep stuff. I'm a hoarder.
Collector.
So it'll be here for my great grandchildren. I've been across the site. I mean, you know how the news threads come in on your window, on your browser, on
Hmm.
whatever page you got up, and it said 15 things are very valuable, and baseball cards was one of them. And I got a lot of old baseball cards that I collected when I was a kid.
Hmm.
And I said I got to go through my baseball cards and see what if any one of mine are lucky enough to be worth
Yeah.
something because there was one card I can't remember because I don't remember the guy's name. Sold for $1 million. So I mean, I got to go through my baseball cards. That's why I don't throw away nothing.
Hmm.
I know, right?
Yeah. So to all of our pearls in the listening audience tonight, a pearl is defined as a precious thing. It's the finest example of something special. So it doesn't matter whether you are rich or poor, you, my pearls, are a special thing. You are the finest example of someone special, all right? And as we say around here in the Emily Pearl studio, listen, don't hate them, congratulate them. And if you deem it and mean it, pearls. Everything good that you do. Well, what thing?
Come back
Come
to
back to you.
Yeah, that's our show tonight. Thank y'all so much. We love y'all. Goodbye.